So in soul consciousness, my vibration is very pure. My energy is very refined. I'm now on that pure level of energy. So the connection with the divine becomes possible and easy. So what is available to me from God? And God, the divine, is an unlimited source of love, of peace, of joy or bliss. Not just joy, bliss. God is beyond happiness and joy, it's bliss. Purity, wisdom. That energy begins to flow into me. And that's where we really gain strength. To live in this world, remember the story of the snake? To live in this world we need a lot of strength. Just to do it on our own is a very difficult and uphill task. To do it with God's companionship and God's energy makes it easy. I was talking about Daddy Janki and how at 92 she does amazing things. The only explanation is that she's living on God's energy, not her own energy. And she'll often say to us, well, when you perform action, when you interact, when you're doing whatever you're doing, you shouldn't be spending your energy, but you should be increasing your energy. We're used to the idea of spending energy, but she increases her energy because the more you do that which is good, the more energy you get from God. It becomes a flow. You're reinforcing that which is good and pure in the self. And she's an incredible example, so I have to say, yes, I know it works because I've seen it in action. Pure goodness gains a lot of energy. And the interesting balance is that for someone like her, or anyone on a spiritual path, and to whatever extent we can do it, when we're filled with that energy, we are automatically giving. We are bestowers. We can't stop giving, actually. And if you're giving, then you're no longer vulnerable. I figured this out a while ago because, like many people, one of my difficulties or one of my weaknesses was getting hurt. How can I not get hurt? You help someone, you try to do, I think, did I talk about it earlier? I was one of those people, still am to some extent, who thinks, I have to fix everything and everybody's problems. And I was talking about it yesterday. Who's like that? You think you have to fix everything. In fact, you can't fix anything. That's a lot of ego. I have to fix this. Well, it's because my need to be needed for them to see that I'm fixing. You know how it goes. But actually, when you fill yourself with God's energy, you're giving. And you can't get hurt because there's this force field of energy around you. When you're giving love, when you're giving peace, when you're giving happiness, negativity can't actually impinge upon you. And in fact, when you're in that state of soul consciousness, you have a lot of clarity, and your responses are then quite different. So the pattern of meditation, of Raj Yoga, inwards, upwards, and outwards. And we'll practice this in a little while. In a very practical sense, if I'm meditating, yes, it's important in the morning to begin the day with that practice. It's important right now. In fact, it's exactly what I was going to mention. Morning, evening, to wrap up the day and to have a clean slate in the mind for the next day. But then it's important to pause through the day, just like we did now. And some of you know at our centres, and we're doing it here, we play music every hour. We call it traffic control. Controlling the traffic here, controlling the traffic of our thoughts. And we actually took it out to the public a couple of years ago, calling it Just a Minute. I think some of you were part of that launch. And we have a website for that. But being able to pause. And when you pause, you put a full stop. Now, this is a great art. If you can develop the art of putting a full stop, you'll always be able to generate energy. Whatever's happening, a full stop to your thoughts. Pause. And put a space between you and the world around you. Put a space between you and the action. Put a space between you and the past and the future, and be with yourself in the present. And that pausing keeps our energy, our spiritual energy, topped up through the day. And it can actually have amazing results, because if you stop once an hour, then the other 59 minutes of your hour become much more productive, because you have energy of thought and clarity of thought.